What's up, guys? In this video, it's just a recording of me hanging out with Amberly Lag. Actually, we went to the same high school. I went and spoke at one of her masterminds, and I think it'll be a lot of value to. It's a Q&A talking about how to make more money as an online coach. It's about an hour or so long, so if you got some time, you want to make more money and you're an online coach, give it a watch. I didn't know what to do, okay? I didn't, go to college. I was like, what in the world am I going to do? And one of the youth students was like, bro, you should work for my mom. And just so happens, I started working. Yeah, it was Brooke Castillo. And I was just like shipping boxes for her. I'd go to her house, hang. Then over time, I was like, hey, like Gary Vee does these really cool videos, Grant Cardone, like, why aren't you posting any videos? And basically took over her social media. And long story short, she started making a lot more money. And she helped me start an agency, helping her clients. And, I figured I could help a lot more people if I stopped doing the thing and I started teaching the thing, yes. Right? So I started coaching, and I think we just crossed 2 million cash collected this year with like 3 team members. The first year we did like 600K, and then this year 2 million so far. Just 2 years. Yeah. So I think the coolest part is the profit margin. When I first started, I had like a team of 12 people, and very, just like, what's the word? Confusing. Whenever you have more team members, you have more conversations and more confusion, less profit. And then we figured out a way to do it with really just 3 main people. And
you got to get 3 good main people.
Yeah. It's not easy.
That's the hard part, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, do y'all see why I'm like, can you please come to
Yeah. I think like the thing is getting people that carry your vision, which is hard to do. Yeah. Okay, so I'll tell you what I feel like I can leave you guys with, and then we can just open it up. Like, this is how I do my Zoom calls. Just open it up. Anyone could say anything, ask anything, and then hopefully, maybe even together, we could just kind of solve problems. So I will say this. The $2 million that we made, 95% of it was from Instagram. So Instagram ads, I can totally help you think through that. YouTube, social media content, and just like overall, like, what are you coaching on? Like, I think I was just talking to you, like, you're still thinking through, like, what should your offer be? Totally help you with that. So yeah, guys, I mean, does anyone like have anything just like top of mind? Like, hey, I'm confused right now. I came to this mastermind to get a breakthrough. Anyone?
Yeah.
Wait.
So my thing is my demographic, because I cater to people that are about 45 and over.
Yeah.
So for me, I feel, and what I've been suggested by people is that I should be more focused on the Facebook crowd as opposed to Instagram, because I'm promoting, fitness and, personal training, nutrition coaching, and that type of thing, living a healthy, active lifestyle after 45.
Yeah.
And it just seems that the demographic for me, everybody keeps pushing me more towards that. Not that I would stay off of Instagram, because I am on Instagram.
Yeah.
But does it make sense to do, with that type of demographic, do both?
Yeah. What do you sell?
Personal training and nutrition coaching.
Sweet. How much do you charge? Do you have any group programs?
I'm working on one right now.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, I'll just tell you my transparent, no filter advice, right?
Yeah.
So I like high ticket coaching personally. So any of our clients, the least barrier to entry is $4,000. The highest right now is $25K. So in fitness coaching, I have a lot of clients that, you could even charge $2,000 to like $4,000. And how I would go about that is, what's your niche, right? I think you said women over 45, is that right? So women over 45, I would add a financial qualifier. So what type of women? How about entrepreneur women that, are doing well in their business, but it's causing them to not have time to, work out. That way you're talking to people that have money and can pay, 2 to 4K. And what that would allow us to do, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say, Jennifer, we were just talking about
Yeah.
this, because we were talking about targeting the entrepreneurs, because when you get so, your work starts to grow, you start to get more success, then things like, your fitness falls off, your good habits, your prayer.
Yeah.
She's a prayer warrior back there.
Amen. Let's go.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think it's really good that you're targeting that.
Yeah. I even have a client just came to mind. He helps Christian business owners that are making over 100K a year get in shape.
Really.
Yeah. So yeah, the point is if you use social media, what's crazy is there's hundreds of thousands of people that fit in that niche. And with ads, we can target those people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Brandon, when
Yeah.
you said 2,000, 4,000 to 25,000, and then you said group, are you talking about selling the product as like many sessions
So-
at a time? Is that where you're going
program.
with that?
Yeah. So
Like
again, there's different ways to do it, right? So my style is I like to pick a niche, right? And whenever you have a niche, it means you can create almost like a conveyor belt style fulfillment system. Meaning this, if one of your clients is 45 and one is 25, it's probably different. But if they're all 45, they're all women, they all own businesses and are moms, basically it's the same system for everyone. So then you can automate it by having a course, weekly group calls, and then even hiring like another coach under you, right? So then all you focus on is like content creation and then managing a team and then doing 2 group calls per week. Yeah. I know at the beginning, depending on where you're at, it could be like super overwhelming. Like, oh my gosh, did he just tell me to stop charging $100 and charge 4,000? Yeah, but you can do it in steps, right?
I have heard, I mean, what you just said is something that actually somebody recently said to me. That,
Yeah.
You need to, I mean, like right now I do a lot of, in-home personal training, I have a studio,
Mm-hmm.
and then I do a lot online. And so my whole goal, like I was speaking about earlier, is that I'm trying to find a way to have more income, be able to expand without having to stretch my
Yeah.
hours that I'm working. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm working from 6 in the morning till 8 every night. It's crazy, so.
Do
Yeah.
you have trainers that work underneath you?
No, and I've had people that have said, you should think about having people work underneath you. And I have like mentor trainers and tried to, have them work with my clients, and my clients are like, they're not you.
Yeah.
I want that. I want Tina.
Well-
And that's the thing with personal training. It's so hard because they just want you.
Yeah.
How I broke into that was I was like booked solid with clients at the time, and I used to teach a trainer certification preparation course, and so I could pick. I had
Oh,
all
that's
these people
amazing.
that I helped get certified, and I'd be like, "Oh, that one's gold. That one is slacking. That one's good." And I would hire those people, and I would have them work underneath me, and I would say, I can train you for $100 an hour, or, I mean, this is back when I was doing
Right.
fitness,
Yeah.
$100 an hour, or you can work with someone who I have trained from the ground up, who has like shadowed me, who trains like me, and you can get trained with them for 75 or 55. And that's how that worked, but I also made it really wanted that client to keep working for me.
Right.
So I would give them a bump and raise, like every 25 sessions, they would get a bump and raise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I would just keep feeding them and making money. That's how I survived after my motorcycle accident, because I had 3 trainers that worked
Oh, that's
for me.
amazing.
And it worked
Yes.
for a while, but you really have to get those contracts and really pick somebody
Yeah.
good. But that,
And
And then-
and I actually have in my website, I'm getting ready to launch a new website, and I actually have on my app is a trainer academy
Nice.
to teach trainers how to, because I'm watching trainers that are starving, and they don't even, I mean, they could train, they don't have to run their business. So
Yeah.
I've incorporated that, including doing exercise programming, putting programming together, and teaching them how to train people
Nice.
and how to do assessments and things like that. So, I mean, that could be something that, I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Just kind of pull that in and make that up and be able to incorporate that
yeah.
Totally. Yeah. Hope that helped.
a lot.
Brandon, so
Yeah.
you think it's, oh, sorry, did anybody have their hand up?
I don't think so. Think it's you, yeah.
So you're saying create something with a course, a one-on-one coaching, kind of like our mastermind, right? A group, one-on-one, and then charge it as a whole, right?
That's what I usually do.
Per month.
So I do a one-time payment for 90 days,
And then if they want to stay on, I actually switched to weekly pay. So a lot of our clients pay $500 a week to be in our mastermind, and it works really well. You could do monthly, you could do one-time payments. Here's the thing, you can do it however you want to do it. There's so many different ways to build.
Okay.
I just think whatever is simplest that you can stick to is like the best
I
way.
think that I do monthly or yearly for the mastermind, and to me, the easiest way is just pay it all up front.
Yep.
Because a lot of times when you start managing a lot of clients and people, and dealing with Stripe, it's like
It's horrible.
it can be a pain in the butt. Plus, you know, and
Right.
Stripe takes so much money
Yeah.
also, and then they hold on to your money for a while.
I'll
before
have to
they
tell
close.
you, I just switched from Stripe like last week.
What did you switch to?
It's called Easy Pay Direct. So it's, if you look at their website,
And how long did you use Stripe?
2 years. So long story short, you guys know like high ticket coaching is considered high risk for merchants at least. So long story short, they were holding like $100,000 from us for indefinitely is what it said. So I was like, okay, there's got to be a better way.
They just do that.
Yeah.
Stripe has done that with me when I've had I think it might have been for a mastermind member, and they held on to thousands.
Yeah.
And they just, yeah.
Yeah, it's, if you can avoid using Stripe like before you get on it, I would. Or if you have the capacity to switch, Easy Pay Direct is amazing. I don't know if you guys know like Cole Gordon, Grant Cardone,
Yeah.
Frank Kern.
Easy
Yeah.
Pay Direct.
Yep. Now, when you go to their website, it's going to look like it's 30 years old. But you'll see, I promise. Yeah. So it's actually amazing, though. And the customer service, like I have like 3 representatives' phone numbers. They like call and check on me. I'm like, okay, this is awesome. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Compared to Stripe.
you can't talk to anyone. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the butt. It is
Yeah.
a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, but back to the Facebook and Instagram thing. So I recently, and I wanted to remind y'all this, I've shared this before, but there's a scam going on out there where they will send you an email and they say they want you to be on their podcast, and it's with 3 other celebrities or athletes or blah, blah, blah. And they're like, but we go live on Facebook and you have to set up, I have the text. You have to set this up on Facebook. Well, somehow I
Oh, really?
did it, and my Facebook business page got hacked. And so they were running ads on my page. People were messaging me. They were calling Johnny, like, is Amberly like with that Shark Tank lady selling gummies? And I mean, it was crazy. And I have been for 2 months trying to get my business Facebook, spent hundreds of dollars with somebody who specializes in it. They got the hackers off, but they still have not given me my page back.
Yeah.
What would you suggest? Because right now, I mean, we have a big event coming up in April.
Yeah.
And I wanted to run ads.
Yeah.
Should I just start a brand new page?
Yeah, you could definitely start a new page. I'll tag you in a group text with one of my buddies that's really good at recovering. He could at least tell us better what to do, probably than I
'Cause
could.
I've sent in basically
Yeah.
everything, business license, passport, tax information. Like, I've sent them everything to
And
prove
it's
it.
Yeah.
It's still locked. It's still.
And so I haven't been able, you know what the good
Yeah.
thing about when you're using Instagram and you have it set up, you can share directly to Facebook, and now I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't really, and I'm scared to connect
Yeah.
my
Too,
Facebook
yeah.
to my
That's gonna help
Instagram.
you getting your Instagram.
Because I'm like, and it was
Just in
crazy.
case.
Yeah, it was crazy because I keep getting messages to change my password, and I'm like, they're trying to hack.
Yeah.
They're trying to hack my Instagram, and without that, it's like, that's where I
You
really
have
get
two-step
all my business.
authentication, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
have two-step authenticity.
I know.
I can never say that word.
say that
Yeah,
word.
same.
But no,
Authentication.
really, have that two-step on your LinkedIn, on everything. Because
Yeah.
they're still trying, they're all the time. Change your password, and I'm like, not me. But, okay, that'd be great to.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So should like Tina do both
Yeah.
what I did is I got more traction on Instagram, and that's why I share on Instagram the most. And also I say this all the time that Instagram is your scorecard. Like when you're out somewhere, every single event that I go to,
Yeah.
they don't ask for your business card.
Yeah.
Right.
They want to know what's your Instagram handle,
Yep.
and that is how they're going to, whether or not, this last event I went to, they were really kind of not nice, and whether they were going to talk to you or not. Like, it was crazy. Like,
Yeah.
what is your Instagram handle? They wanted to know if you're, how many followers you have, But for me, I went with Instagram because that's where I got the most traction, but it's also, again, like your scorecard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
If people are going to have you on their podcast, or if they're going to
Yeah.
be on your podcast, or if they're going to hire you for their event.
Yeah.
Do you use both?
So I actually don't really use Facebook. Yeah. I would say this, just in regards to like the age part, people are on like who has Instagram? All of us, right? Like I think my great grandma or my grandma, she's like 80 something. She has Instagram.
No, my dad has
Yeah. Yeah.
My mom and dad, and they don't
I don't think
post.
they use it as much though. They
They
might
don't
have it,
have
but
it.
they use.
Yeah. They like receive the content versus like posting.
Is it your grandma's
So
business?
yeah. Oh yeah. She comments on all my stuff. Yeah. And then
Comments on it?
oh yeah. Oh yeah. She's so sweet. I love my nana.
TikTok, Brandon.
So here's what I did. I tell people pick one platform until you're making $40,000 a month. And then when you get to 40K a month, maybe diversify, maybe. But I made 100K a month for 6 months just from Instagram. And then I added in YouTube. Yeah, so let me just say it. Yeah,
One thing before.
yeah. Is that for you? Oh, thank you.
Say about adding YouTube.
Yeah, so after you're, yeah. Yeah. So, and one other thing I would say, I think a lot of times people ask the question from the context of, okay, 45 plus, data-wise, most people aren't on Instagram. That's probably true, but you don't need a lot of clients to make a lot of money.
Right.
Like, I think I've only had 600 clients total, right?
Only.
Well, it sounds, yeah. Yeah. What do you do?
Well, if you're like Bedros, he charges $100,000 a year.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Who is it?
Bedros. Yeah.
So I have a question for you, Brent. So when you started, did you charge that high ticket when you started?
No. So
Tell us
my
about it. Tell us
yeah,
how you got there.
my first social media management client I didn't have I got lucky. Like if you know who Brooke is, like it's like working for Oprah, right? So
How do I not know Brooke?
Oh, yeah.
She was She also came from California, so I don't
She
know.
has a free coaching book
yeah,
I love.
yeah.
A lot of coaches that you hear on podcasts.
She's
I'm in California,
She's
I know
life
who she
coaching
is.
school.
She's
So
the
you
life
go
coach.
to
What's her name?
Right.
Brooke Castillo.
Brooke what?
Castillo.
Castillo?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Brooke
And
Castillo.
for $275 a month, you can
Brooke
actually be in all of her
Yeah.
all of her stuff.
C-I-L-L-O.
$275 a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can get her.
And then she has a $25,000 certification thing.
The first
But
coach that I ever hired worked for Brooke.
okay. Do you remember her name? Jody Moore. Oh yeah, I know her.
Is Brooke still working? She's still doing all that? She's
Yeah.
I see her on Instagram.
She's not very active.
She's made her millions.
Yeah.
She's in the
Exactly.
Bahamas.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah.
She's looking younger.
So,
Boy, I tell you what.
so, yeah. Point being,
I love her.
I had an unfair advantage because I could say like, hey, I did Brooke's social media.
So that's really good. And that's the same, y'all, is why I want to put you on stage with people like, you know, John and Gordon and Ben, so you can say, I got to share the stage with,
Yeah, exactly.
this, you
Oh my
know.
God, these are all new names. I don't know who they are. I'm writing them all down.
I think it's so encouraging though, because I used to get really discouraged because I'd be like, oh, they're already doing that. But there's so many people in the world, there's like room for everyone.
Yeah.
I heard
Yeah.
something that was really important recently that said, do any of you have like your grandma's favorite recipe? Was that handed down to you?
Yes.
Right? Does it taste the same when you make it as it did when your grandma made it?
No.
It's exactly the same recipe though, right?
Yeah.
There's only one you.
I
Hey.
love that.
I love that.
Yeah, what is it? That is good.
Good job.
It's so good.
Post it on IG.
Yeah.
I like that.
Because John wrote a book on it.
He did?
Julie, what's his book with the woman, Soup? But basically, it's all about the love that you put into it. Yeah.
So we can I could give you right now exactly the same recipe. All of us could have exactly the same recipe. And we could go and downstairs and cook, and not a single one of our dishes would taste the same. And so if you are expert in your recipe, give it away, because nobody can replicate it the way that you do.
Yeah.
I love
Like, give away your best stuff. People don't want to give away their best stuff because they want to attract clients to their best stuff. That's how you get the best clients to your stuff.
Yeah.
By giving away your best stuff.
That's right.
They can't replicate it.
That's so true. Actually,
From experience.
yeah.
We have to have lived it.
Yeah.
right?
I actually tested that. Do you guys know Alex Ramosi?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so he's got this theory of like exactly what she said. Give away the best stuff. So there was this funnel that mainly is the thing we teach on Instagram, and that's like how we scaled. And I read his book, and he was basically saying, give it away for free. So I recorded a YouTube video. Low-key, the YouTube free video is better than the video in my course. And I gave it away for free, and then we doubled that month. So,
You guys remember,
Yeah.
the energy you give to the world is the energy you get back from the world. So if you're
Yeah.
afraid to give your best stuff, people are not going to be attracted to you.
yeah.
It's so true. And I just did this like whole funnel where I give a year's worth of videos. So all this content for a whole year. It's called Rise and Thrive video series, and it's free.
Nice.
And I had somebody go, "Why? You should never give anything away free." And I was like, "Well, that's how people are gonna kind of get to know if they even want to work with
That's
me."
right.
You
Yeah.
know.
And it's really
So
good.
what do you think? That's
I think it's the best way.
Okay.
I tried the other, and the thing is you could do either, but giving it away for free is significantly better.
Right.
And it sets the expectations a lot better for when they do work with you. Like, there's nothing worse than not having clients other than having a bunch of bad clients.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean, like, Christine at our last event
Yeah.
gave away to every person a pair of sunglasses and a teeth whitening, free
Nice.
teeth whitening.
Wow.
And then people went to see her.
Yeah.
I went, she's my dentist now.
No way.
By the way, and I'm looking at that beautiful
And look at that smile.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Are you in the area?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I might. Yeah.
Thrive Dentistry and Orthodontics here.
Awesome.
Best looking dentist ever. Her and her husband.
Yeah.
Best looking dentist ever.
Amazing.
Oh my gosh. And you sit in her chair, and she like touches your face and stuff, and I'm like, oh.
I love it.
Yeah, I usually am like freaked out at the dentist, and
Perfect.
she's just so.
That's like a reason just for me to move here.
Yeah. So can you give us the formula for
Yeah.
like what you did to make your first thousands and then how it increased and
Okay, so I love that question. So I'll just show you the funnel really quick. It's super easy.
Giving us the funnel.
Okay, so how many of you guys know what a marketing funnel is? Okay, so this is going to be so simple. But basically what we do is turn your Instagram, like you said, your Instagram is your business card. For me, my Instagram is that, and it's my website.
Oh.
So I think last month I had my team member make me a website. So up until this point, we made all of our money just from Instagram and YouTube.
Is that crazy?
Yeah. So let me ask you this: do you remember how you got your Instagram followers? Or a good majority, at least.
A good majority is I made sure I would stay consistent every day, and and I posted something of value, and I shared my obstacle, solution, and benefit in every post, and I just tried to give value, and I also commented back to people when they would comment on
I love that.
and so it built more community.
Yeah. Okay, so there's basically that strategy, which I think is the best, for sure. So I did the same thing. I posted a ton of videos, and I don't know why, like, I've never had a viral video. I think the most viewed video I've ever had was like 10,000 views. So, and a lot of my clients too, like, they'll come in and they'll go viral. Maybe they're better on camera, the message hits, whatever. I found a way to where I can control the variables with ads. So what I do, and this is kind of like how we scaled, was I call it a follower ad. Okay, so a lot of you, how many of you don't have a lot of Instagram followers, like under 10,000? Okay, perfect.
I'm still enough.
Perfect. No, I was hoping that would be the case. So the best way is to like do what Amberly did.
Yeah.
Right? However, I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm saying it takes a lot of time. Like, most people don't see the hours and hours, probably years of content that she put out. There's a way to shortcut it, but the contingency is you have to have good content still, or you're not going to make any money. Okay, so it's called a follower ad. So for example, what was your name again? Tina. So what you would do with this follower ad is exactly kind of what the questions I was asking you. We'd turn it into a script. Hey, are you a woman in business that's over 45 and struggling to get in shape because boom, 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 whatever those pain points are? You're at home. When you're at home, you're with your family. When you're at work, you're managing your business and your team. You've got the money, the house, the car, but you don't like when you look in the mirror, whatever. If that's you, okay, so then it's like script, like you call out your ideal client, you list a couple of pain points, and then there's a CTA. So here's the difference. Most ads, the CTA sends them to a website. And it's, or, hey, I'll give you this free thing if you give me your email. Depending on how good your, cost per acquisition is, it's like $5 to $25. What I do is I ask for a very simple ask. Like the first time I meet you, I don't ask you for your email, any of that. I ask you just to follow me. So then right here you would say, hey, are you a woman that's dealing with blah, blah, blah? If so, follow me here on Instagram. Okay, and then go through my past content where I show women like you how to do X, Y, and Z.
Ooh, that's good.
So
That's
literally
good.
the follower ad is that ad, and then you just get followers for like $1. And they're actually super high quality followers. So over time, what happens is you have to do what Amberly did, which is still post good content. That's the middle of the funnel, is your content. But the top of funnel is, if you can't go viral, at least you can control getting new people to your ecosystem, right?
So for this, when you're saying like, hey, are you, a woman in business over 45, are you doing a video? Or
Yeah.
Okay. So it's
Yeah.
talking about
So I'll actually get you the video. I have a free video that shows you exactly how to script it and launch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love that.
It's literally, so the boost post button?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that.
Oh my gosh, Brandon.
Yeah.
If I may, I did boost on 2 freebies and it totally, for 2 months, broke my Instagram.
Yeah.
In the sense of the algorithm, and I got all these bots, and then
Really?
yes, for 2 months, and I've only been on Instagram barely a year.
Yeah.
And for 2 months, I was getting was nobody was seeing anything.
Yeah.
And a lot of followers dropped in the sense, and then I asked somebody about it, and they said that those were all bots that came from the boost.
Yeah, maybe we can look at it. So I will say this. So that's why I do a specific way. If you just click it, Instagram sends it to like foreign countries. So like it could have been a lot of people from, yeah.
When you start promoting and marketing your page, it just is going to naturally bring traction.
Yeah.
And people's full-time job in foreign countries is sometimes to bot your page.
Yeah.
I mean, you can pay somebody in India $10 and it's like a salary for them to go and bot, other people's accounts and promote them. So you see these people with tons of followers, things like that. They don't have a high.
Yeah, like one of my best friends, so he does really well in coaching. He had like 5,000 followers. They were all real, came from organic content. Overnight, he went from 5,000 to 100.
Wow.
All of them are fake.
Right.
And it has nothing to do with ads. Like it's just maybe somebody doesn't like you. Yeah.
I've had that before where all of a sudden all these Russians were following me and I had to make my...
Is that a button to click or you're saying the button's boost?
So let me say it this way. A follow ad, there's a way to record your ad. So it's like with the script, right? It would be you like in front of a camera, just like you make normal reels, but you're just saying, hey, blah, blah, blah.
With your relationship,
Yep.
if you're fighting too much,
Oh, yeah.
not communicating.
I had a marriage coach make $100K in 30 days from a good follower ad. Yeah.
So you're doing a reel, you're making a reel.
Yeah.
And then hitting boost.
Yep.
And then picking your demographic.
Exactly. But
Did you hear that?
yeah.
Yeah, that's the key.
Yeah.
What was that? What was that?
She was saying, then you make your reel, you hit the
Hit
boost, but you
boost,
pick your
but
demographic.
So
And you do a United States, like
Yeah.
women,
Oh,
this age, blah, blah, blah.
So
Oh,
reels,
here's another question.
boost.
I always get so confused because it goes, how much am I gonna pay for my ad? I'm like, I don't know.
No, that's a great question. So I'll tell you, last month I spent $30,000 on ads.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that your average monthly spend?
Yeah. Yeah, I try to spend $1,000 a day, like 700 on Instagram, 300 on YouTube.
That's like mind opening.
But think about it. If I make 200, it doesn't matter because that's how I made the money. Was from ads.
It was
Yeah.
from ads.
Oh
Then
yeah.
somebody's starting out that knows.
20 a day. Yeah, $20 a day. Yeah.
Brandon, what happens to those bots though? They all just fall off? What's the whole point of
What
it?
do they get out of it?
Right, yeah.
I wish I knew. I have no clue.
When is it in?
Yeah. So
I've had to make I actually made my profile private to stop the bots from following me.
Yeah.
For some reason I've had all these Russian fake followers.
yeah.
I found myself, I was going and like making them unfollow me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't sit here all day and
Yeah.
unfollow. So I made my profile private.
So then you approve your new followers.
And then it stopped it. It stopped that cycle. I just made my profile private for like 2 or 3 days, and then it stopped the cycle. And they
Yeah.
they
I mean,
fell off.
I'm convinced it's people that are your competitors or maybe don't like you. Because literally you can go to a website and buy these followers and send them to different accounts.
That's crazy.
Wait, say
Yeah.
that again.
People can go to a website and buy followers and send them to an account.
So like I could go order you fake followers, literally.
To harass.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it'll screw up your algorithm.
Exactly.
People won't see your post anymore.
Yeah.
Like that's.
That happened to me several times, yeah.
We have a friend, a speaker that's coming to speak, Rudy, and he had a company that was working with him. They're like, we're going to get you more followers. And they weren't like real. And he's very open about that. It's not something I'm like sharing a secret. He's very open about this. And he said, don't do it. Do not buy the follower.
Yeah. Yeah, I 100% agree.
Yeah.
The only 2 ways I would ever do it is with ads, because ads are kind of the opposite of that experience. That's why I was thinking maybe it's like bots or something.
Different than Boost, Brandon?
So, no, it's the same. But I guess like with the fake accounts, I never get fake accounts from ads. Like they're real humans because they're actually seeing an ad and then they click it. Or
and you're
like,
asking something simple. You're not
Yeah.
saying, give me your email.
Exactly.
Follow me.
But just, yeah.
Link in
Yeah.
my bio.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If
let's say that we're all sitting here and it's the month of November and we're developing our strategic plan for 2024. Okay? And in 2024,
Let's just say.
Let's just say, I have a friend.
I love that question.
Yeah, exactly. I know someone who might be. And we are wanting to scale in revenue and contain expenses so that we increase our net profit margin.
Yeah.
What are the top 3 things that we must do? If we can only do 3 things, what are the 3 things we must do?
Yeah, I love that question.
Coaching space.
In a coaching space.
Yeah, what do you do? Just so I know. Coach? Okay, perfect.
So I will say, I am developing a book of business to do strategic planning with
Nice.
women business owners.
Perfect.
But I am a college and career coach. I spent 30 years in higher education.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, top
She
3
is
things.
amazing.
Yeah. I would say, at least in the way I would answer it, is one of them for me, I always attach it to impact.
Yep.
So for me, like if you're like, Brandon, how can I make $2 million next year? I rephrase it like this, because I give 10% of the profit, like I sow it, it's tithing in my belief system. So how can I give whatever 10% right of my profit is away? So then I attach the year's focus on not making the money, but giving it away. So I'm like, if I want to make $1 million, how can I give $100,000 away this year? And it allows me to focus in on what matters, and I actually make more money throughout the year somehow, right? So that would be one of the 3. The second would be, how can I, like you said, give away more value? How can I give away so much value that it would be impossible for me not to make more money? I would say that would be one. And then the third is like containing expenses. I would say, how can I serve more clients in a way that doesn't require more time, money, time or money?
I don't want to trade time. I want to trade less time for more money.
So what it looks like, in the early stages, I don't know where you're at, but I would say, again, I credit Brooke with this. She said most coaches try and get 99 yeses. Your goal should be to get 99 no's. So just because they have a credit card to pay and have the problem doesn't mean they're a good client. What makes them a good client is that they go through your system and fit in with everyone else. Yeah, so create the system to deliver the results first, and then figure out who that person is. That way it's just kind of like repeatable.
So, I want to get your business card because I am launching a course. Like I'm scaling. I'm going from Premier Success Coaching to scalable course delivery with some intensive coaching as a component because I still want to show up and be present. And I know how to do it, but I want to do it really well out of the gate. So I'm willing to invest some money.
Yeah.
So let's connect.
Totally. I love it. Yeah.
Kind of random, but we'll have 2 questions. Number 1, if you have a brick and mortar, should you be just focusing, like, can you even boost posts and like focus on like demographics and locations, I guess?
Okay, that's a great question. So, like, you literally have a brick and mortar dentist. Okay, so I would say 100%. Just target people within like a 25-mile radius.
Okay.
And then another thing is retargeting. So this is like the top of funnel is getting new people from Heath, Rockwall, Caddo, Greenville, right? They'll drive. And then also now that they're in your funnel, how can we retarget them to like re-engage them, right? So yeah, totally.
That's great. Another thing too is we don't have the blue check mark, but it seems like nowadays everyone's getting the blue check mark.
Yeah, it's annoying that you pay for the blue check mark.
So to us, it's like, is it even worth it anymore? Because everyone knows you could just buy it. So
I would say it's like less of a status symbol now.
Yeah.
But the reason,
it used to be a status. Now it's like, oh, you got a blue check mark, so do I.
Now I don't. So you can pay whatever amount.
Now I'm like,
So I would say get it though, because you get like extra support. So like if your account got banned,
I think. How much is it? Like 15?
Yeah, $15. Yeah, but if you
got a book coming out.
Yeah.
15
$10 a month for a blue check mark?
Yeah,
Okay, I mean, I got mine back when you had to like really
actually get it.
actually get it. You had to like, and I applied for it for 6 months. Like every month I would be like, hey, and I think it was when I did, you know what, actually, how I think I got it?
How?
I had
Yeah.
2 other accounts that were fake,
Oh yeah.
that their accounts looked better than mine. I was like, man, those are some good graphics. And so I reported that I've got
Oh,
these fake
yeah, and then they-
accounts, and then I have my TED Talk, I've got my book, I've been in this magazine, blah,
Yeah,
blah,
yeah.
and then they finally gave me the check mark.
Yeah.
First it happened on Facebook, and then it went to Instagram.
Nice. Yeah.
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 Or maybe it was Instagram and then Facebook, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just woke up one day and I had a blue check mark.
So you, if we're trying, you think like having a book coming out, you should have it?
I would just say
Even though you can buy it?
it's not for the blue check anymore. More so, it's the support.
Oh, extra.
Yeah.
What does that support entail?
I don't
Good
know.
question.
I would say it's faster response time, and then they have a whole department you can talk to. Like for instance, like if you get hacked or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're pretty much paying per month to have better.
Exactly.
Like,
And then a
accessibility.
cherry on top is they give you the little check mark, I guess. But yeah.
I'm showing you. I'm showing you. Sorry, I went to the.
No, you're
The
good.
wheels turning, boy.
Yeah.
Gotta get that check mark. Yeah, I have a question for Christine. So you guys are like on TikTok. Do you find you're getting business from TikTok?
Yeah, this is actually interesting because a lot of people that we meet will say, oh, we saw you guys on TikTok, but most of the patients that we get, I mean, obviously it's more through organic, it's more word of mouth, but then, and then Google and all those things and some ads, but YouTube, because I guess
Yeah.
people go on there more like to research stuff, and so whenever they have dental questions, but Instagram, not as much, and so we have, and lately there hasn't been as much traction in some of the videos, so we kind of have been focusing on other things and just more in our business. Because we've also heard, like, if you have a brick and mortar, focus more on that and getting assistance. And when your patients come in, give them amazing experience.
Yeah.
Focus on that, and then, you know, focus, and then do the Instagram stuff. But everyone's saying, no, if you have a brick and mortar, you gotta focus on Instagram. But I just feel like it's very time consuming for me. Like, I have multiple locations I have to oversee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Training. There's so much in the business to do. Like, how do you incorporate that? Because either I'm gonna be balls deep in just my business,
Yep.
or I'm distracted from my business and I'm like trying to get creative and do all this other stuff, but it's so time consuming.
Yeah.
How do you bring that to balance? Because I don't see that much benefits. You know, I don't
Yeah.
see a huge benefit from putting all the time into Instagram when we could make some great shorts and videos
Yep.
on dental stuff for YouTube.
Yeah, so that's a great question. So I would say, like, the way you scale is with leverage. So in your position, you're like, basically you're asking, my time is valuable. If I invest all my time in Instagram, there's not that much upside. That's why I would use ads, because you have money, which is your leverage. So leverage your money to make you more money, not your time. However, if you're making a short for YouTube, you could just put it on Instagram. And I will say, my actual best month in coaching, I don't like admitting this, but I didn't make any content that month. It was all from ads. However, the best scenario is to always be making content and always be running ads, is my belief at least. And then the best way to make content is to document, not create. So for instance, like, you could get all your content for a month if you had a podcast that you did once a month.
And I'll have to say, like, we have somebody in the room, his name's Cole. And, and he actually does, like, he'll come and you could batch content. So come and video, just invest in, like, video. But that is a reason that I like the podcast. I have so much content to share just from the podcast alone.
Yeah.
I just can chop that up. Anytime you're doing a video, even if you're coaching a client, set your camera up to where they see you're on video, you might be coaching a client, and I haven't done that with y'all, don't worry, you can tell me anything. I really haven't. But like, you know, Jessie, I am Jessie, Lee, our boss, who passed away. She used to video herself coaching clients. Anytime you utilize as much as you can, so you're killing two birds with one stone. And then, my daughter who's 15 says YouTube is where it's at.
Yeah.
Like, Mom, that's why I started a YouTube. And I pay $300 a month to have someone run my YouTube. Now, it took me years to get to where I trusted that person and gave them my password and all of that. But now they do shorts. I don't even know where they find some of the video that they post. And I'm just like, sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't like that one. Let me take that, but that's happened once. But usually it's like they do all my shorts. They do everything. And then when I up it, I'm going to have Cole do my, he specializes in YouTube.
Yeah, he was saying. That's awesome. I will say, like, if I could start over, with social media, I would focus way more on YouTube.
Because that's what I do. When I search somebody, like for my podcast, I go to YouTube to search them up.
It trickles down.
What?
It trickles down really well, where it doesn't go the other way. You can't start with short form only, really, and then scale up. But if you have that one long form podcast, 30-minute vlog, whatever you're doing on YouTube, you're going to get the search traffic, you're going to get that long watch time session, build relationships with people, versus a 15-second, oh, that was cool, swipe, quick.
Exactly.
Where they don't even remember, oh shoot, what was that page? It's on YouTube, you get a 30-minute, hour-long watch session with someone. They know who you are, they remember you, they trust you, and you can divvy that out into 20 different podcast clips for Instagram, Reels, Facebook.
100%.
It's the base of it's the foundation of what clients I work with. YouTube's always been the foundation.
And how many of y'all look at your insights, like on Instagram? How many of you?
Just started to with our speaker we had. Just started to.
Yeah, but looking at your insights, I look and see how many hours somebody has watched my video. And I go back, and I go back and my videos or my reels or my posts that did the best, I repurpose those. I might add a different picture, but I will repurpose, and I save all my captions in my notes on my phone. And so that makes it to where you're not spending so much time on Instagram. Or some of you use Michael and Jill, and I don't know if you remember them. Christine, do you remember Michael and Jill? They've been very happy. Like Lori uses them.
I use them too now.
And you,
I just started a month and a half.
And Julie uses them, Michael and Jill, to run their social.
Yeah.
They do
my biggest
everything.
thing.
I mean, they have been amazing with the podcast and the book and everything that I've
Yeah.
done.
So if you need help, you're like, that's not where my time is best. Then that's when you delegate or get rid of or delegate or.
Well, this is actually, I have a question about that too. So, do you guys know Rebecca Louise? She's like a big on YouTube. She has millions of followers, views. And we ask her for tips sometimes, and she says that the most successful people on social media are the ones that just do it themselves. Because it's like, no one can truly like be in your voice and do what you do and show your personality like you. And so it's like no one can really take that place, but because Nate and I, we've tried to source it out and things like that, and maybe we just haven't found the right person at the right fit.
It can get cookie cutters.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Well, you would still have to do your own videos and send them to whoever it is. But like Jennifer runs my True Grit and Grace account. Like we come up with content, she'll go, hey, how do you like this caption? I'm like, I love it, you're amazing.
I think that's the key though, is that y'all work together. She's local to you. You guys get together, she probably comes over, you do your filming, you guys create content, and you probably oversee like the the insights and all that stuff too. So maybe sticking with like one person that's local that we can see on a regular basis.
Somebody that you know, that you love and that you trust, and they, and like Brandon said, they have to have the same vision.
Yeah.
Like they have to share the vision. Like Jennifer knows, I mean, we've known each other for years. She knows how I talk, what I would say, how I would respond, just because we've known each other for so long. She's been putting up with me for a long time.
How long? How long? You get a medal. How long?
Almost 8 years. We've been friends almost 8 years.
Wow.
And we only met because we were both sober. And
I love it.
yeah.
Yeah.
We were both sober Texans that are tall.
That's a podcast right there.
Hey, Missy, you had a question?
Yeah, I had a question for you. So you mentioned earlier, and maybe you spoke to this and I missed it, but you mentioned, a small team, like 3.
Yeah.
You said. So if you were going to have you're going to hire 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
What's those key positions that would you think, like, to create that core team in the beginning? What would you think would be the most important?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
No, that's a great question. So let me say it this way. At least in my model, there's like 3 main things, which is marketing and sales, right? And delivery. Right? So marketing, how are we going to get new people? How are we going to sign them up? And how are we going to fulfill on our promise? So I would say, depending on where you're at, I usually tell people to do it all themselves at the beginning.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
I did it all myself in the beginning.
Let's just say I have the budget and I want to hire 3 key positions.
Yeah.
I'm going to invest in it.
Yep.
This is what I'm going to do. And we all know 10 would be nice, but I want to hire good people for these 3 key positions.
Yep.
My question is,
what
are those to scale your team in the beginning?
So I would say the first is someone to help me. Like my first hire was the content piece, so marketing. And kind of to what you were talking about a second ago, it comes together here. Like your content, you have to be the one making it. They should be distributing it. Mm-hmm. So you're not actually hiring someone to make you content. You're hiring someone to cut up your podcast and post it for you.
And that's what I did. That was my first, well, I had an assistant for a little bit, but my first hire was somebody who would cut up content for me and then give it to me in a Google Drive, and then I've got that. That's Arokia does that for me.
Yep, 100%. So that would be first. That way you could have your time back to focus on selling and serving. And then the next bottleneck is going to be, crap, I have too many clients. Okay, what do? I hired somebody who was one of my clients, and he now works for me as he's like my integrator / lead coach. So he integrates my vision into the business, and then he also manages all of our clients. So first hire would be someone to help you with marketing and the distribution of it. Then the second hire would be someone to help you with your clients, so you can do your highest leverage task, which is sales. And then the next hire would be someone to sell it for you. Right.
That's tough. I end up, people are shocked. Like people have interest in the mastermind and they message me and we come up on Zoom and it's me. They're like, oh my gosh, it's you? Like I didn't expect you would get on the call. It's actually you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was like, because I want to know about you, see if I can help you. But I also need to figure out what kind of energy you have. Like, it's a big deal. This is our family and I protect this, like, I don't want that bad energy in here.
Yeah, I love that.
And so I do the selling, but I will tell y'all, and I'll let you know how this goes. I just, years ago, I was at Bedros Keuilian's headquarters and met his main social media guy. And I was like, oh my God, it's you that does his social media? Like, it's amazing. This is awesome. I was like, it was you in the DMs? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, everybody needs a Julian. Like, he was so, he messages me out of the blue, and I'm thinking, maybe he wants to come on my team. That's my hope. Sure enough, He did. He reached
Oh, wow.
out to me and he wants to work with me. So
Wow.
I said, look, I don't really, I'm putting so much money into the hotel for this
Yeah.
event. But I said, I would love to hire you to help me. Because he specializes in selling through DMs. Like he closes deals
Yeah.
through DMs. And he said, well, hey, what about if you give me a chance? I'll go in your DMs and we'll work on commission. So every
Yeah.
ticket I sell, you give me 20%.
Yeah.
And I said, that's, yeah.
Yeah, so let me show you this. So that's like the next step of the funnel. So the first step is I have $700 a day worth of, well, 500 of follower ads, like 200 of retargeting, and I have a Daniel. Now I just have Daniel messaging, mostly selling in the chat. And the way we're able to do it is a VSL. So for instance, when they're interested in my program, we have a 30-minute video that's hosted on YouTube that basically breaks down my story, what the mastermind is, how much it costs, who it's good for, who it's not good
So
for.
it's a 30-minute video?
Yeah, so they book in a call and then they watch this 30-minute video and then they show up the next day or two on Zoom with Daniel.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
There's a company called Propane
What?
Fitness that does that.
Huh.
What is it
Yeah.
called?
It's called Propane Fitness, and that's what they do
Yep.
too. You set up it's a DM, and then they send you a video. It's like a 20-minute video, which is a fabulous video.
Yeah.
All you want to do is get on the phone with this guy.
Yeah.
That's all. I mean, it's like you're literally like, call me now. You're waiting
Yeah.
on your phone for this guy to call you.
Yeah.
And the call was spectacular.
Yeah.
That, you know, I mean, it really did meet every expectation
Mhm.
with the videos. But that's how they
Yep.
did it.
Yeah. So it's called a video sales letter.
Yes.
So you sell two things yourself.
Video sales.
Like, here's my story, and you build like trust. So after they know you, like you, trust you, then the next thing you need to build is trust in your process. That I'm the bridge to get you to the outcome you want. And if they come on the call, they like you, they like your process, and they have money. It's basically your
The
Zoom,
key is, and they have
right?
Okay, I have a question
Yeah.
about that though.
Mhm.
Okay, how do you kind of vet people like? Because I have some people that are interested in the mastermind that I get
Yeah.
on the call with them, and they're like, "Oh gosh, I want to do this, but I don't have any money right now."
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, glad I was an hour on the phone with you.
Yeah. So the easiest way is to say that. So it's a joke, but or to
Glad I was on that call.
no to say it in your marketing. So that way
It's what?
to say it in your marketing. So remember earlier I was like 45-year-old women who own a business.
Say the price.
So if you target the niche that has money, it's the best you can. So either they own a business, they're in an executive position. You can
But
say like,
Julie said,
yeah, go ahead.
Do you have? But do you
But is that
put
what you
the
were saying,
price?
say the price? Before they get on a call? Is that what you're saying?
Let me say it this way. If a lead comes from YouTube, they know the price. Because to his point, they watch 30 minutes, sometimes even 3 hours of our content before they ever get on a call, and they're ready to buy, right? If they came from a DM, they typically don't know the price. However, the contingency is, on my Instagram, I only target, so like when I'm saying, like attracting my client, I say, hey, are you an online coach that's making over $10,000 a month, that has an ad budget, and is willing to invest money to get help to scale? So that's the ad at the very top. So ideally, anyone down the funnel is someone that has money. Yeah.
So basically what you're doing is you're taking the sell from stage concept and you're doing it sell from video concept.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And the financial qualifier is in the very top of the funnel.
Exactly. Yeah. And then let's say someone like you, right? Like you have a lot of followers. There's people in your audience that have a lot of money. There's also people that don't, right? So then what I would do is retarget your Instagram with literally you could say, are you a, so let me say it this way. Do you know Aaron? Remember Aaron? He has high value man.
Yeah.
So that language attracts, guys that make money. I don't know what we could say, like high value woman, do you own a business, entrepreneurial, like whatever. Those type of words tend to attract people that have money or credit.
Yeah, and the problem that, or credit.
Yeah, seriously. Like your Amex.
Or they got a credit card.
Yeah.
With high limit.
Yeah. An
But
Amex.
What
Yeah.
happened with me is my audience, when I first started, I spoke a lot to people in the chronic pain that had chronic pain and was telling them how to get through that and how to have resilience. And that audience, they're on disability, they're not working, they're
Paying
not,
medical bills.
they're paying medical bills, they do not have money. And my audience kind of switched to more entrepreneurs, but it's still tough because my audience still has a lot of people that are struggling. So what would you suggest for somebody who like wants to start targeting a different audience?
Yes, good question.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a great question. So I would say this. Do you have any low ticket products?
Yeah, I've got free, low, and high.
How do you sell the low?
How do I sell? The book is my low.
Okay, cool.
And a lot of times I've been giving that away.
Gotcha.
And by the way, that book has gotten me more like email signups, just giving away my book.
Nice.
So I'm like, okay, is it worth it to me? The book cost me $10 to make it or whatever, to print it. Is it worth it to get that person on my email? But so I give that for free a lot. But if I'm selling it, gosh, I haven't sold it in so long. But I have a lower price ticket to my event. That's like, let's say $300.
Yeah. So I guess the perfect situation, which was what I saw Brooke do, which I really like. And the contingency to doing it is having a decent sized audience. So not anyone should do this, but a low ticket membership where it's like $97 a month, where you can add a bunch of people in it and do like weekly group calls, once a month group calls, and then having a high ticket thing. So just have them like super far apart. And then if your teaching is good, and so like what Brooke did, $297 a month, she literally created her new customers over time by coaching them on how to, like, literally people could join self-coaching scholars and in 2 years they would triple their income just with mindset work. So then they had 25K eventually, right? So it's like the concept of like sowing seeds that you'll reap in 3 years, right? But I would also say retargeting ads help a lot. So
Retargeting ads.
So retargeting your audience and then just saying like, hey, are you this type of person? You've got money, you're willing to invest, and you just want a community of like-minded people? If so, send me the word mastermind. So all of my ads in the middle are DM ads. So like people will follow me and then they'll see an ad. Are you an online coach that wants more clients? Whatever. Send me the message ads.
Yeah.
And I'll
I've
just
done
text
that,
Daniel.
And what has been hard though is like I get so many DMs.
Yep. Especially you, I bet you get a ton.
Oh my God, like hundreds. I can't, I mean, I have literally sat for 2 hours one time trying to get through just DMs. And my husband's like, you're never going to get caught up. You're never going to get caught.
And then you're not living your life.
And so that's why when Julian, who's worked with Bedros for years, I mean, and I really like him when he offered to do it on commission, I was like, because I have done something where I'm like, it was for the Plexus products that I use, probably similar to like First Form, like the products that I was like, send me the word, I can't remember what it was, gut health in a DM and I'll send you the info. And I got a lot of DMs, but that took a lot of time. So do you have somebody specifically that you're Daniel?
So that kind of goes back to your question of like leverage. Like the first thing that's going to suck up all of your time is editing content. Get that off. Now you're going to have more content. You're going to have more people wanting to buy your stuff, which is kind of the next phase of like getting that off your plate, which is Instagram messages for me. So Daniel. So I will say the first month I told you, I think we did 27K, and that was me doing the DMs. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then I hired Daniel.
How long were you doing DMs? How many hours?
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I'm glad that he's sharing this.
Yeah.
sometimes people make it look so easy, like, oh, I just did 27.
Oh.
And I'm like, he was like, no. I was like, DMing.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of calls and stuff I take too. Like,
Oh yeah, I was taking calls and DMs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot.
You take a lot of calls, Emily?
Not a lot. Not a whole lot. I
So,
can kind of bet them out a little
Christine,
bit.
right? So I'm similar to Christine, like I own a construction company in Denver,
Nice.
but I'm releasing my book in January and want to get into speaking. So that's all fun time over here. Like this is the thing, I have employees that cost me money, right? So that always kind of just has to come first.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing you say is I need to get someone hired before my book comes out in January to be doing social media more for me because I'm not good at it. I don't have hours to spend trying to do all this stuff I don't know how to do. So like right now, do I need to be hiring someone to take over my Instagram, be posting, but I'm sending them videos, but like someone in Denver that is close and accessible, like to blow up my book and really blow that part up because I don't have the time to devote to it.
But you know what? This is what I did when I did my book.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything fancy. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I took my followers, which were, I don't know, I think I had a couple of hundred, and my goal was in a year to get to 10,000, because that was back when you could do a swipe up. You had to get 10,000 followers to do a swipe up.
I remember.
Yeah. And what I did was I just took my people on the journey with me. So when I got the books delivered in the mail, I opened the box with, I think I had Ruby held the camera.
Yeah.
And I opened it, cried on camera. I didn't know I was going to cry, but I cried. And I just brought them on the journey. I didn't know how to make fancy content, but you just need to be you and let people get to know you.
And so just be real, and it could be like lower quality. I'm just hopping on doing a video, but they see me instead of having fancy stuff.
Yes, my fancy stuff does not do as well.
Yeah.
Like if you can look at my stuff on my main page, and I can have a beautifully graphically designed something for the podcast. It never does as well unless it's just me, raw, real. And there's times I get on, I'm like, oh my God, I look tired, or oh, look at my hair sticking straight up, or those are the videos that always do the best.
Yeah.
It's not about being perfect, it's about being authentically you.
And I feel like I'm dropping the ball because like I know I need to be posting more, but then there's like all these other things I'm dealing with, and then the Instagram is what falls off. Like I didn't get to it today because I had a million other things, fires to put out with the company. So I don't know.
Let me say this, like to her point, and I don't know if this is true, like I have no clue. For me, it was a mindset. Like, like it's a chore to post.
Yeah.
Like if you actually believe that, then it makes you not want to post, because not posting isn't fun.
Yeah.
But what if you viewed it as like the people I'm posting for like need me, and it's like you're like ministering to them, and then it's like it doesn't matter as much how it's edited. That stuff can come over time. Yeah.
And the more you do it, the easier it gets. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you you have to post 5 days a week or you have to post 2 times a day. Like you have to do what works for you.
But
so
I
if
want
it's
to do my book service when it comes out and like ramp it up.
Yeah.
So my goal, my whole entire goal when I got a publisher was I thought, okay, I've got a year. In a year, I'm going to add as much value. I'm going to give. Because you know what? When my book comes out, I'm going to ask them to buy it.
Yeah.
So I basically gave for a year. I didn't ask for anything. I didn't ask for emails even. I was just like, how can I add value? And I was like in and out of the hospital and like just dealing with a lot of medical stuff. And I just made a commitment like, hey, the only time I can do this is like 6:30 in the morning because that's what works for me.
Yeah.
Today, I got up at 3 o'clock this morning. Today, I think I posted at 4 o'clock in the morning. I never post at 4 o'clock in the morning, but it was the only time that I knew that I could.
It'll be interesting to see how many more or less views you get too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't looked.
I'll say something.
No, go ahead.
That was really powerful. I remember
Yeah.
that video.
So the sell it for you.
I remember that
Mhm.
video.
That you
When
would
you
open
opened
up
up that
free.
box.
Because it was
Is that your
real.
It was,
Daniel?
and I
Mhm.
was
He's a sell,
watching,
and
and I
that looks
Yeah.
remember
like he's in your
you
DMs, is
going
how
under the
he
surgery.
closes
I
those deals.
remember
He's your
watching.
sell.
Yeah, so I got lucky. He's in my DMs and also on my Zoom calls.
And then when you fell down.
Oh,
that
he's
one
on
time,
there?
Oh,
Yeah.
I have a concern about that.
The one
Yeah, go
time
ahead.
I fell on the stairs
Couple
3
times,
times.
yes. Yeah,
If
Yeah.
we
You
are-
remember that?
yeah, it was,
Which
and it
is,
was so raw and
you
so
know,
real.
when you're a personal
And like
brand.
when
Mhm.
I opened my
Then-
books, my hair was in a
I
bun.
kind
didn't have makeup
of
on.
err on the side of the
And
CEO
the
needs
box
to be the
came.
one that's making the
It
cash
was
register
so like
every
impromptu,
day.
Yeah.
it was real.
Well,
Yeah.
thing
And
is,
so when I
to
have
the
somebody else
point of just
is
being
the
real.
first face that they
Real.
see,
So
Mhm.
real.
that's
And you
the
couldn't help but
closer.
feel the emotion, like I
Right.
got emotional
And
watching
that's
it, 'cause
not-
you were like, and it was
How
just
is that-
amazing, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
I
Right,
need to
it's
line
still
that
on that
up
video,
with where
that's
my
crazy.
value set is, right?
Yeah.
That's been-
So
It's a long time
think of
ago.
it this way. I can help, literally, Daniel's on Zoom calls right now. Probably. Yeah, he's definitely on Zoom calls. So
Yeah.
if I was doing all the calls, there's 2 people that need help right now that I couldn't help. Right, like, because they're wanting to learn more about how we can help them, and Daniel's talking to them while I'm here. So if I was to take all the calls, first of all, I couldn't make hardly any content, and I'd be like low-key miserable because we have like a ton of calls. So that mindset shift kind of helped for me. Like I can help more people, or I also think there's certain times where maybe you should be taking the calls and like take them until you can't anymore. And then how I phrase it is this: I tell everyone that books in a call, it's either going to be with me or my team. And that's how I first started. We'd rotate. Now I just say this: book in a call with my team, and all we're going to do on that call is see where you're at, where you want to get to, and if we genuinely believe we can help, we can walk you through what it looks like. So I'm just talking like we, right, or my team.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
And
It is a mindset shift, and I mean, it's also an early startup.
Yeah.
It's an early startup problem.
Right.
With, you know, the know, like, and trust, right? Like, you as the face of the brand, right? You have to get to a place where you feel like you do have know, like, and trust from a
Yep.
wide audience, such
Yeah.
that now they trust you.
Yep.
When you say, my team will take care of you.
Yeah. And one other thing too is authority.
Yeah, I get it.
So meaning this, case studies.
Yeah.
Like people before they get on a call with us, they like watch all these case studies.
Yeah.
So like they come to the call knowing like they can like they're reaching up versus like the other way.
Yeah.
And again, I wouldn't do it like starting out, but eventually you'll have more case studies, more word of mouth. A lot of your clients will be like referrals, and then it's easier to outsource Zoom calls. Yeah.
What's your IG?
At I am
What is it?
Brandon Forbes.
I am as in Mary? I am.
Yep.
Yep.
I had Brandon Forbes and then I changed it and then it disappeared. I can't get it back. I don't know.
I
Yeah.
do want to kind of go back and see if I'm hearing you correctly. When you talk about like the different pricing models.
Yeah.
And so oftentimes, and this took me a while to kind of get clear on, is that there's the stuff that we offer for free as a lead generation strategy. And then there's the value ladder in our portfolio that is a lower price offer, that is a smaller barrier to entry, the middle and the top. And it doesn't matter where somebody comes in, they're a client. They're no longer a lead over here on this other side. And that's what I think I heard you say a while ago.
Yeah, so I'll tell you what I suggest usually. Unless you have a big audience, I usually tell people to start with high ticket.
Period.
Yeah.
And then make the value ladder, develop the value ladder backwards.
Because, for instance, let's say you're charging $10,000. One client, you make $10,000, and then you have all this margin to use to grow your audience with ads.
Yeah.
At least is the strategy I usually use, or to hire people to make you more content. Yeah, so $100,000 is 10 clients, versus if you're selling $97 thing, it's going to cost you. And then the margins on low ticket is usually smaller. a lot less. So
If I understood you correctly, when you were talking about like kind of Brooke's model of what she's done, is like she brought people into this program knowing that they were gonna make 3 times what they're already making. So she knew at this point they can afford her higher level.
Right.
So yeah, Brooke started out actually traveling and doing live in-person coach trainings for like $8,000, and then did it for a couple of years, and then she launched Self-Coaching Scholars. And her ex-husband's actually one of my mentors. Basically, it's $297 a month, and they knew on average they stay on for 6 months. So what is that, like $2,000? And it cost them $300 in ads to get 1 new client. That's how they could scale. So then they just spent like hundreds of thousands. Like when I said 30, I think at one point they were spending 30 a day on Facebook ads, blasting.
I've never done ads.
Really, that's the best way to do it. Honestly, because it's free.
I'm really interested in margins though. Like, if you say you're making $2 million a year, what's
Mm-hmm.
your margin?
Yeah, so last month it was about 67%.
Holy shit! I mean,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wait, what did you say? What's free?
Organic marketing. It's free. It costs you like a lot of sweat equity.
Oh,
A lot of
okay,
sweat.
not the ads.
Yeah.
The ads cost.
Mhm.
Okay, I thought you were saying there's a way to do an ad.
Yeah. I wish. That'd be awesome.
You're talking about boosting.
Like
Everything ad, you're talking about boosting.
Just on the top. And then the middle is the tricky retargeting ads. They're really simple, but
Still in contact with Brooke?
So it's a lot. It's a lot.
in contact.
Podcast, what I do
I have her phone number, but we don't talk often.
Yeah.
with both.
Yeah.
So I might
Yeah.
have a post on my podcast page.
Yeah, I
and
think she
ask my
hired a
members
CEO to
for
run
it.
everything,
It's like
so.
1, 2
She
pages.
did.
Yeah.
At that point, you're like,
Yeah.
we need to give, the other thing is we need to give this time. I mean, I've only been on IG like.
100%.
Yeah. That's
Oh, yeah.
Really, you're doing great. You make great videos.
Thank you.
Okay, you
Yeah.
guys, we have time for one more question. We got lunch downstairs waiting
Sweet.
for us.
I'm gonna ask you. Are you staying for lunch, Brandon?
What time is it? I think I might have to head out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, y'all, can y'all give him
Yes.
a huge
Yeah.
round?
Oh, I can do one more if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do one more question for sure.
Okay, one more question.
We're gonna
He's
do-
gonna have to head out, so last
It's
question.
a good one. Can you give kind of a good example of like a great ad to bring in followers? I
Do you
don't
do
know, like,
veneers?
maybe a video, huh?
Do you guys do veneers?
Yes, we do everything.
Okay, so I don't know.
You should show some messed up teeth.
Yeah,
Before and afters, right?
literally do a before and after of veneers, and then say, what can we give away for free? I don't know, like a free veneer consultation.
Yeah. Oh yeah, those are always free.
Yeah.
Or maybe, what do you
Give 'em
think?
some
Something like,
sunglasses.
something we've often done is like $1,500 off Invisalign.
Oh yeah.
Or some, like, the most popular one that we do is free Zoom whitening, because it's a $500 value, and
Yeah.
everyone wants to buy their teeth.
Yeah.
That one is something that that always works, so those are the kind of main
Yeah.
ones. Or like braces for like I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, so I think a video of like maybe a before and after, and then of you actually talking. Like a lot of dentists, they just post graphics. But if you said, hey, this client, how we were able to transform her teeth was Invisalign and whitening. And if you're in the DFW area, send me the word whitening. And when you come in, one of our guests will greet you, and you're going to get 25% off your first whatever.
This is such a good idea.
Is there a formula you're using for like sales copywriting for like the structure of that, or like an order that you use?
Yeah, basically, it's like calling out the ideal person first. What's their pain point? And then some type of CTA, which is a bridge to get them there. So it's like, hey, do you have yellow teeth? This is how I transformed this person's teeth. Send me the message, CTA, and I'll show you how you can have the same transformation. So it's basically that all over and over again.
Do you
So-
see how this kind of formula he said is very similar to the obstacle solution benefit that we talk about when you're.
It's literally,
That's why I say doesn't matter if you're speaking or doing a post or doing an interview on TV or you want to share that obstacle, that pain point, so that you know, you call out that person. It's like, oh my gosh, that's me too. My teeth are yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you're going to tell them how this is what I can do for you, and then look what you're going to get
Yeah.
the benefit, which is this. People will need to wear sunglasses around you because
Yeah, literally. For sure.
Literally would say, like, for me, You're gonna need some new
You don't have any, you have no inner peace.
Yeah.
Your life is, are you struggling with inner peace? Your life is
Yep.
dark.
Yeah, so again, at the top, you want to call it exactly, and get as niche as possible. So are you blah, 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 this person that's, let's say it's a woman, married, or one of my clients is a divorce coach.
All of mine are divorced, but most of my clients are divorced, and I don't know the experience with that.
Yeah, okay, so I probably wouldn't say that then, but an example would be like,
Definitely don't say it. You said, you know what?
yeah,
Are you anxious? Does your heart feel like it's
Yeah.
beating out of your chest? You lay in bed at night and have night sweats because you're so stressed out and you want to have that
There you go.
inner peace? Well, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
that,
Right.
Yeah.
100%.
Flyer on that, because then you're gonna get a lot, like, you don't want like a bunch of like.
Exactly,
really
because that's
crazy
the problem.
people.
That's the
Crazy
problem.
people.
There are people though.
Or really damaged.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a bunch of crazy.
I'm like, I'll pay you, but you're gonna tell me how to get peace for free, and I'm like, I don't know, that's in the Bible, just use that
Yeah,
first. I don't know anything.
Yeah.
That's in the Bible, just learn the meaning.
I love it.
Well,
So-
thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. So, yeah,
Gosh, you were
so fun.
awesome.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, can I get a picture with them up here?
Yeah, of
really
course.
Yeah.
So if this video helped you and you're like, yo, Brandon, I like what you do, been watching your content, and I want to make more money as an online coach, what I want you to do is click the link down below, book in a time to chat with us, and all we're going to do on that call is really get a sense of where you're at currently, where you want to get to, and we'll help you, just remove the bottlenecks that are holding you back in your coaching business so you can help more people, make more money, and ultimately make a bigger impact in this world. So again, if you want that, go ahead, click the link down below. We'll chat with you soon.